We are live with the Go4 Mobile Legends North American Cup number 9. As you might be able to tell, we've got V.Beast going up against HavoK Black in our first game of this evening. This is, of course, as always, a best of 3. We'll have to see which one comes out on top. Certainly, V.Beast have been doing pretty darn well so far. HavoK Black have a lot of ground to make up with, but anything can happen in these games. And I just realised I haven't muted my own stream, so I do apologise for the echo, which will be in there shortly, but that should be disposed with now. As we see both teams heading out at speed, looking to head towards that first objective. We'll see who's going to get the first, who's going to get that regen power up and that extra level. It's going to be very tight. We're seeing it can getting it torn to pieces. Who's the one who's going to get it? It looks like it's going to be... Oh no, it is V.Beast, and they get the first blood as well. Amazing start for them. We're seeing already HavoK Black struggling out of the gate, dropping that first kill and losing the relic. A big disaster, of course, can make some teams more willing just to give up that initial relic if they don't feel like they have the better level 1 team. Just because committing that hard for the relic can be very, very deleterious, and that's a word which I'm trying to learn, which basically is a fancy way of saying bad. Still, that early advantage mean that V.Beast is going to be able to take away some of those jungle monsters from HavoK Black, though they do seem to have something to say about it. Pyrex taking down relatively low, a very, very popular champion so far, along with Darren and Owen, a classic lineup for V.Beast. We're seeing some slightly different choices from HavoK Black. That Cole with that big knock-up on his ultimate, obviously a big cooldown as well to go with it, but can be so devastating, especially when he manages to get those triple knockups, which can decide a whole team fight by themselves. Still, a lot of raw power on the V.Beast side. It's going to rely on HavoK Black to get in those Cole ultimates at the right time and the right places to really turn this game back around. I mean, saying that, of course, it's still pretty early days. I'm going to have a quick check and make sure everything is coming through okay. It looks like it. So we'll just, for the moment, relax into things a bit. We're only 1 minute and a half into the game. Get the game proper, at least. We have got a decent levels for HavoK Black. They're keeping up for the most part, but we've gotten into the farming part of the game, you might say. But once we get closer to that 2-minute mark, I'd imagine both these teams are going to want to take away that additional relic. But of course, V.Beast in a much better position to do that because they've got the positioning. It's going to come up very shortly. What's it going to be? It's going to be another regen. That's going to be significant for V.Beast. Able to get that extra level on that Pyrex, now has the highest level in the game. It's going to make him considerably tougher to put away. And we're seeing good discipline from V.Beast going through, taking their own jungle, making sure they're keeping their income as high as is humanly possible. I'd imagine we'll be seeing the same kind of thing from HavoK Black, but being pushed back is going to mean the map is a little bit more limited for them. Their income options becoming a little bit more dangerous if V.Beast can really take advantage. But advantage-wise, so far we've got the 2 Darrens down the bottom side. They're looking like they're going through roughly similar things. Deity looking for somewhat of a tankier lineup. It's got those 2 tank, or semi-tank items at least. And we might be seeing another fight breaking out. No, HavoK able to disengage this time, but they took a chunk of damage, having to use that regen from behind the tower. And if that tower does go down, that's going to limit their options. But here comes Frenzy. He goes in, he drops ultimate, he comes back out again. That magic immunity paying dividends. But that's a second kill being picked up. Wow, we're seeing V.Beast going in hard. They take their 3rd as well, even this early into the game. They're still willing to tower dive. That Pyrex with those levels, which he earned through careful use. Cole having to use his ultimate, and he gets taken out 4-0 already to V.Beast. And those early advantages that V.Beast managed to take being pushed to the full, allowing them to make those tower dives work even this early on. Mana Shield being burnt for Jace on that Darren. Discretion, the better part of Valor, allowing him to avoid getting stunned. I don't know necessarily if he was in any real danger. And it's not an inconsiderable cooldown. We'll see if anything develops in this Darren on Darren matchup down the bottom lane. In the mid, we see more skirmishes breaking out over the relic. Who's going to take it this time? Again, it's going to be Kang and that Pyrex. And Frenzy is on the back foot. Having to try and run away. He does get the stun down. And as you can hear, Atara is under attack down the bot side, which means there's nowhere safe. Kang going again underneath the tower. He picks up the kill. He's an absolute monster. Let's follow him some more as he chases down Dirty. There's the stun. Jace secures the kill. 6-0 already to V.Beast. HavoK Black are going to be really struggling to make their way off the bottom of the table if things continue as they do right now. Still, we're looking out for that big Cult ultimate. Certainly. Let's just jump back in and see what's going on. Are they going to take the? They are going to take the first kill of the game. The Cyclone comes down, going to be knocking Kill up. Hydra manages to get away, but Frenzy may not be able to do this as anything. Jumps, but too late to save him. Hydra is going very low. The 8th kill of the game, even with that kill on the board for HavoK. I don't know quite what's happened with HavoK Deity. I think he might have been having. No, he is back after a long moment of contemplation. Certainly, HavoK are going to have to do something very differently right now if they're going to stand any chance to come back into this already with a big disadvantage. The items certainly going to be massive. I mean, in all of these taunts we've seen Pyrex be a real pain in the butt, especially with Owen there to top up his health. With all of these kills he's gotten under his belt, all these assists as well. He's so tanky. He's got that second stage health and auto type blocking item. But we do see Dirty coming from the side. Owen taking a little bit of chipping damage. They have got the numbers up on the top side. We'll see if HavoK Black are able to make anything happen. But they seem to be playing very defensively right now. Maybe this is the right move. Frenzy comes in. He's going to get a knock-up. There's the Cyclone as well, taking Owen out of the equation. Can they put him through enough damage to bring down Kang? But the heal is massive, and Kang has also got the shield coming in from the Owen ultimate. They even 2v3, and we're seeing HavoK being chased back underneath the tower. The heal comes out again, the stun, but the tower's not doing enough. Frenzy has to teleport away. Hydro could be next. Oh my god, he's going in underneath the tower. This could be a step too far. But no, the Owen keeps Pyrex alive. Almost impossible to put down with all that heal coming his way, and we missed it. Jace has gone right into the base. He picks up 2 members already of HavoK Black who are being decimated. They've lost the bottom side. I believe they've lost the barracks as well. Yep, they have. So we're going to have super minions coming this way. But already, we're not even 7 minutes into the game, they've already lost towers all over the place. Up on the top side, they're just carrying on the defenses, but these defenses are not going to save them. Darren on Darren once more, just trying to chase him out of the base. But Deity, even underneath his own base, they do manage to catch a member though. Can they finish the job? Deity gets the kill, the 2nd kill of the whole game. 1v3. Those are the kind of fights that HavoK Black want to be taking, but thus far they've only been able to catch them a couple of times. Still, a glimmering moment of hope for them. They do at least manage to secure a kill, a moment of respite. Given how much pressure there's been so far, I can think that's going to be extremely fleeting for them. Again, seeking solace, seeking shelter underneath that turret. A very dangerous place to be. With the Pyrex coming in, here we go once more. They can basically ignore the damage coming off the tower. We can see just nothing. But there's Deity coming from the side. I didn't know if he was going to maybe try and make a play there, but it's impossible to get through the hide of this Pyrex. He is so tough. And another fight's to break out. Cyclone comes down. Frenzy has to teleport away. The Hydra is caught between a rock and a hard place. He's going to get eliminated. They're going to chase on through the base. There's the Roland ultimate coming through. They are getting the damage down, but it's not quite going to be enough to put away Jace. And Roland's going to pay the price. He goes down as well. Only 1 member left standing for HavoK Black as they get pounded back into their own base. Pyrex right in the front line as they take down the final tower of the game. The final barracks is going to go, and that's the end of game 1. It's really, really strong performance from V.Beast, who took control of the game from early on and did not let go. As expected, Kang on that Pyrex getting the MVP. He was an absolute monster in that game, but of course we can't discount Jace, who did an enormous amount of work as well. Tyson doing the support role, keeping his, I guess his carries, I guess would be the best way of putting it, alive. A very good team composition. Didn't work out so well for HavoK in that last game. As you can see, only a couple of kills to their name. But the question, of course, is, will they change up their lineup for game 2? They certainly brought some more unusual picks this time around. Didn't work out for them at all, but it could just be a consequence of them being behind in the early game. we'll see what happens. We're going to take a break while we wait for these guys to get sorted out for their game 2. But we'll be back with you guys as soon as we possibly can.